Let me tell you, there's a school in England that I read about just 2 or 3 days ago. It is one of the most expensive private schools in all of England. It's close to $50,000 a student. And parents learned only $50,000 a student. The parents learned, among other things, that they were into the new gender equity. Here's equity pops up yet again. And in that school, and this is not a joke, this is reported, it is print, they were teaching that there were 62 genders. Now, I don't know how the educated mind can allow itself to slip to such ape-like incompetence that at $50,000 a year, a student must accept a thesis that there are 62 human genders. You think that's just a particular example? No, it isn't. It's a symbolic example. It's the same thing with the CRT in Ontario schools. Look, schools, teach. I don't know what it is about these ancillary causes that they blot out. I'm back where I began. That they blot out the purpose of education, and in many cases, because it's indoctrination, they nullify it. We need better schools, and we need better instruction in the disciplines that schools are supposed to be teaching. They can't always be elevating the ancillary and the trendy and the fashionable and the hard left as a replacement for the millennial old purposes of real education. And as you know better, it's the damn universities that set this tidal motion in progress with again, the nursery of all these ridiculous theories and their microaggressions and their safety concepts. And I can't have a speaker in here because it'll traumatize me. The triviality that the universities, anyway.
All this language surrounding group identity and the language of oppression was formulated in the universities and taught, and not least in the faculties of education, and then disseminated into the broader public through the news media organizations that hired graduates of those institutions. There's been recent documentation of that. And anyone who thinks that the relationship between the races and the ethnicities and the sexes has been improved by all the recent dialogue has a different thing coming. Here's another one that's quite fun. If the minister learns upon conducting an investigation or otherwise that a member of the council, so this is the Higher Education Quality Council of Ontario again, that a member does not have a proven commitment to racial equity in the post-secondary education sector, the minister shall require that member to take anti-racism training within the following 6 months. So now indoctrination becomes a mandate. Willingness to submit to indoctrination by anti-racism experts has become a criteria for serving on this council.
I wonder what would happen, go back 15 years ago. If, say, a Catholic school board or a Pentecostal school board, for that matter, it doesn't really matter. If they said to all the teachers coming in, I got to check you on the doctrines here. Are you a good believer in transubstantiation? You stand by the sacrament of extreme unction? Do you have any queries about the Trinity, perhaps? We insist, you give us evidence and proof of this, and if you don't, we're going to get rid of you. Where did this streak of investigations and inquisitions, where's it? Do we not have it? Well, it's like after the Emergency Act, I don't know anymore. We used to think we had a Charter of Rights and Freedoms. This thing is a bulldozer on speed going through all of them. It's also a defiance, going back, to the competence and integrity of the majority. You don't have to prove you're not a racist. This is negative investigation. You can't prove a negative to begin with. But they're going to set up, they're going to give authority to, and they're going to allow them to occupy. This is my biggest thing. They're going to occupy the curriculum. If you're doing this, you're not doing that. And instead of applauding and cheering young people, the person makes a great drawing or plays a new piece of music or has a fine sentence and the teacher comes down all smiles and genuine enthusiasm. Hey, my God, Maggie, you have done so well.